sugar-free pineapple cake. First thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. The ingredients you need are pineapple. If you can slice them like this, then that would be perfect. 10, more or less 10 slices like that. That would be perfect. Then 3 eggs. Then 2 cups of flour. Then you will be needing 1 1/4 cups of coconut sugar, 2 cups of unsweetened apple juice, 1/2 cup of sunflower oil, some honey for the base, vanilla, some baking powder, and some salt. Grab your bowl and let's get started. First, we're gonna pour in the wet ingredients. We're gonna start with the eggs. Crack in 3 eggs. And third one. And now, wash your hands. You don't want to get salmonella, do you? Now that we've done the eggs, we're gonna put some vanilla in. Originally, I would put this one, which has no sugar. This is ground vanilla. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna be using vanilla extract, which has a little bit of sugar, literally a tiny bit. Now we're going to pour in only a teaspoon of this stuff. We don't want it to be too strong. Okay, that's about it. And let's get whisking. Ooh, that's a nice sound. You want to break up your eggs like that, and then just whisk them up. Whisk them up just like that. Okay. So now we're gonna pour in our oil. Sometimes the oil can leave some bubbles, if you can see, but we want to get rid of those bubbles. We want to break them apart with the whisk. That's why it's good to use a whisk. And now we're ready to add in our last wet ingredient, which will be our apple juice. Let's pour that in. Make sure it's nicely poured. This might change the color just a tad bit. It's okay if it creates some bubbles there. Now I'm gonna set that aside, and now we're gonna measure our coconut sugar. And make sure that you get the right measurements. And we're gonna get our 1 cup now. Okay, that's evenly spread out now, as you can see. I'm gonna put all of that in there. So now we're gonna add all of our coconut sugar, and we're gonna get whisking. Ooh, this is gonna change the color from early. It's always important that you literally never ever forget sugar. In this case, this is coconut sugar because it's a sugar-free cake. No processed sugar. We're gonna set that aside and move on. So I have flour here, some salt, and some baking powder. I'm gonna add our baking powder up first. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna add just 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Go, pour it out. Okay. I think the whole packet would be enough. Put that in. Set that aside too. And now we're gonna get just a pinch of salt. Let's go. I love my little moves. Okay, and now we're gonna mix that up together. Mix that together. And now we're gonna add our dry ingredients to our wet ingredients. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna put it all in. See that? Put that there. And let's whisk up. This is when the whisking gets a little bit harder in the middle of it because there's flour. You really want to get in there because you're not using a machine, which would, like the machine would take out all the chunks a little faster, but I like to do it by hand. You might see sometimes bits of flour, so you're going to get there and then tap it off. This is a workout. And make sure your hair is always tied up when you're baking. That's why my hair is tied up, because you don't want your hair to get in your food. And then your guests are gonna lose their appetite. Now it's starting to get thick in a good way. So there's just very little lumps now. I think it's time for the big carry. Okay, I'm making quite a big cake. That's why I have like a big quantity, of course. Ooh-wee. Wow, look at that. I think it's a little liquidy, so I'm gonna put another half a cup of flour and see how that turns out. Let's start. Okay, that's enough. I'm gonna pour all that. And closing this. Always make sure so it doesn't tip over. That would be a big shocker. Okay, I'm gonna keep stirring this. That looks much better. This is quite like the consistency that you want it. It's liquidy, but it's actually quite thick in texture. Now we're gonna set this aside and bring in the honey. So you're going to be using honey because it caramelizes the pineapples, which is so good. Like instead of baking spray. I think that would be enough. That's some honey, but that's good honey. Okay, now I'm gonna shake the pan and it should spread nice and easily. So now that that's spread, we're gonna add in the pineapple. These slices are really good to do. Rainbow shapes. We're gonna press them down like that. You don't want to press too hard, just like with 2 fingers. And that's perfect. Now we're gonna add in the batter. Whoa, that's a good consistency. When you do that, you know it's good. Keep going until there's no batter left. So now it's ready to go into the oven. We're gonna place it in the oven for about 35 to 45 minutes. Let's put it in. Let's put it in the oven. And let's wait for that to cook. See you guys in 25 minutes to check on it. And here's the final product. Thank you for watching, and make sure to turn on your notification bell, hit that subscribe button, and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.